going to have an angle that is going to differ from a lot of people on this, but I did want to talk about it. This is an interesting one because people are calling her a hypocrite, and she is, what the hell? She is, but I think for different reasons. So Cori Bush, you've probably heard by now, who has been on record saying that she will spend a lot of money, on upwards of $200,000 for her own private security. And she is also one that supports defunding of the police. Now, y'all know how I feel about the police. And this is why my position is going to be different on this, because I have less of an issue with what it is that she said up until this certain point. So let's listen to Cori Bush and what she said real quick. I'm going to blow this up for you guys, and then we'll watch it and turn it up.
The thing, I won't let them get that off. You can't get that off. I'm going to make sure I have security because I know I have had attempts on my life and I have too much work to do. There are too many people that need help right now for me to allow that. So if I end up spending $200,000, if I spend 10 more dollars on it, you know what? I get to be here to do the work. So suck it up, and defunding the police has to happen. We need to defund the police and put that money into social safety nets. The thing.
All right,
right
there. Stop, Cori Bush. Cori, you had me in the first half. I ain't gonna lie. And this has been what I've been saying about these fucking frauds when it comes to defund the police and the idiots, the dipshits. A lot of them obviously most of them are leftists, but even guys that claim themselves to be libertarians who think that libertarians should be the ones getting behind this movement. Defund the police as a movement was never an anti-government position. It was never one of those. It was a moniker that was utilized so they could reroute. It was effectively money laundering is what it is. Right? So what she's saying, and this is why I like everybody's angle about, well, you want to defund the police. They think the police protect people. And because she's paying, that's the word, she's the hypocrite. I don't care about any of that shit. Because my issue on this has been very, very consistent. It's the fact that they want to continue to steal from people while using this whole defund the police deal. So it's effectively rerouting the funds. It would be one thing if they were like, okay, well, we're going to stop, which, you know, look at local, if you're looking at itemized reports of how much money is going to whatever departments. In often cases, police is up there. If the money was being kept in the hands of the individual that was being taxed locally, be it property or whatever it is, and they could keep that money and then make the adjustment for whatever the market solution was going to be for actual legitimate protection, that's one thing. That has never been on the fucking table for defund the police advocates. Never. It was because it's not an anti-government, pro self-defense position. It was never that. She just wants to, as admitted, they want to reroute these to welfare status, reroute this money to social workers who are, you know, or basically the woke police. That's what they want. It was never an anti-government movement. And this is the problem why we have to talk about this conversation really honestly, and we've almost never talked about it with honesty. It's been very disingenuous to have. Look at this. When you are in the area and you are, let's say, a representative, doesn't matter, and you are somehow using, which is ultimately what this is boiling down to, somehow the taxpayer is going to fund her private security. Would I prefer that people look at more private institutions to security? Yes. This isn't what we're dealing with. We're dealing with someone taking stolen fucking funds and then using that to protect themselves while then advocating basically defunding the monopolistic entity on law, right? that is only people that are permitted to legally respond to acts of aggression. This is why defund the police. I know I'm losing a lot of people here because they don't understand what it is I'm saying. Bear with me. This is why if you're arguing to defund the police, this shit is a fucking joke if you're not also advocating for abolition of let's say gun laws, all gun laws that are on the books, whichever last one of those are infringement. If your defund the police doesn't come with that, it's a fucking joke of a movement. If it doesn't come with lessening the burden of people basically taking their self-defense in their own hands, like what you have like duty to retreat laws, for example, in Minnesota, where you literally have to run away before you can shoot someone. Like you can't stand your ground on your own fucking property. You have to run away, which is fucking insane to me. You have to run away. And then the person has to basically be in the middle of about to, I don't know, shoot you or stab you or whatever before you can ever shoot. If you're not talking about getting rid of every single one of those laws in the books that punishes people for taking defense in their own hands, your defund the police quote is a joke of a fucking movement. But to be fair, it's always been a joke of a fucking movement because it was never an anti-government movement. Never. It was led by these idiotic leftists who were in the same breath advocate not defunding just you. In the same breath advocate being able to keep these weapons off the streets. They don't want people to own AR-15s or anything, any sort of attachments on them. They want certain magazine capacities and all sorts of that type of shit. So they basically want to not only continue to steal from taxpayer, they want them to be left fucking defenseless in the event that shit hits the fan. Because who you think they're going to send on you in the event that you react to an act of aggression with again, defense. They're going to send the police on you, much like they in the Minneapolis sent the police on that guy who was defending his pawn shop from being looted. And he's the one that goes to jail because he shot a looter. But then there's, like I said, Cori Bush is a jackass because she wants to continue to steal from people. So she's not advocating for, hey, we want to defund this institution and allow individuals within that geographical area to keep their money. That was never on the table. Abolishing all gun laws was never on the table. Abolishing laws pertaining to sentencing for people that are unfortunately criminalized because they defended themselves, that's never on the table. It's effectively, and I've covered this since that became a slogan and a chant that was on signs. I said many, many times, defund the police was not an anti-government position. It was never that. You just watched a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake. Catch us live at 12 p.m. throughout the week over at youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and follow us over at odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. If you want to watch the entire video cast after the show is over, just be sure to become a member on the YouTube channel. Of course, the full audio portion of the podcast is available for free on all major digital platforms, or just visit forcanonsake.com.